Alright, let's get to Facebook.com. Alright, time to add in my password. Not bad for 2 packs? Not bad for 2 packs? Son of a bitch! Hello and welcome again to Casual Magic. I still can't believe my friend got an expedition. This means I now have 2 friends who have separately pulled expeditions. I have no luck. We'll see if that changes today. So, I remember January. January was great. January I had a trip to go to Japan, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to be there around the time that Oath of the Gatewatch comes out. I'll get my booster box. I'll get all those nice boosters, promo cards, and then I'll have this box, and I'll bring it back with me, and I'll open it for a video. And life has just been absolutely crazy since then. I've gotten a few other videos out, but I just haven't had time to get to this box. And so finally, after an absolutely unacceptable delay, I will now be able to crack this open and we'll take a look. Can I finally get an expedition? Is it possible? Or am I just going to get a bunch of junk again? Will I get a planeswalker? You know, we'll see. Alright. Man, this is going to be rough. Alright, let's start with this one. Why not? I'll just put these 2 aside. Let's see how well I can do. Because, boy, it seems like my friends have been absolutely so lucky, and I'm just not getting anything. Alright, let's see. Uncommons: Walker of the Wastes, Storm Chaser Mage, Warping Whale, which again is kind of fun, and Captain's Claws. Well, that's not off to a great start. Let's hope for the best. So one thing I'm still kind of curious with this set, and I don't know design-wise why they did it, but in these packs you've got ones like this. So you've got Jace. Like, hi, I'm Jace. I'm part of the storyline in this. But does he actually have a card within this set? No. Which is a little bit disappointing. I mean, not that I like Jace. Let's see, uncommons: Rolling Waters, Jirag Auxiliary, Void Shatter, and Remorseless Punishment. This one's a little bit fun. Target opponent loses 5 life unless that player discards 2 cards or sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Repeat this process once. So, good black card. I'll have fun with it. But yeah, for whatever reason, I guess Wizards of the Coast just said, we can include people in the storyline like him and Ugin, and yeah, they don't need cards. They already have cards. Let's see, Submerged Boneyard, Prophet of Distortion, Void Shatter, Seagate Wreckage. Alright, draw a card. I don't mind card draw. Useful in Commander for sure. Oh my god, oh, that is just an evil pack. Wow. Yes. Yes, Brute Strength. That's what it took me to open the pack. Alright, Waste, hooray. Let's see, Immolating Glare. No color, Gift of Tusks, and Jorian Ruin Driver. Alright, that's decent. He's a useful one. I don't think it's necessarily going to break the bank, but at least she's going to get some use. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, back here. Alright, Embodiment of Fury, Harvester Troll, Stoneforge Acolyte, and Sylvan Advocate. Which, if I have a bunch of land, great. Well, foil's nice. Tranquil Expanse. Tap land. Got excited for a second, but oh well. Racing through. Grasp of Darkness, Meandering River, Wall of Resurgence, and Oath of Gideon. Oh, that's good. So that means I have 3 of the 4 oaths now. So, moving along. Let's see. Essence Depleter, Warping Whale, Bailoff Pup, and Jorian Ruin Driver. Hey. Alright. Got my pair of those. And I swear by the end of this I'm going to have enough full art lands to keep me satisfied for another 10 years until they print them out again. Alright, Harvester Troll, Void Shatter. Love the art on that one. Malakir Soothsayer, and Needle Spires. Still can't remember if I have a Needle Spires or not. I'll have to look later. Gotta make shadow puppets. Alright, alright, so let's see. Cinder Barons, Visions of Brutality. I still love this card. Enchanted creature can't block. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage, controller loses that much life. Loved it. Love this card. Gift of Tusks and Endbringer. Alright, cool. It's not as fancy as the foil Japanese promo, but it's still a pretty useful card. Negate. There's like 5,000 negates. Alright, Immolating Glare, Flare Drone, Tears of Valakut, and Hissing Quagmire. It's good. I don't think I have that. Another land to help complete the set. Eventually, I need to make my 5-color deck. I have cards waiting, and I need more dual lands. Alright, Reckless Bushwhacker, Void Grafter, Warping Whale, and Needle Spires. Boy, I think this means I'm going to get another Endbringer here soon, because this is quite the duplicate. Certainly not that exciting. Let's see. Rolling Waters, Cuzzle's Toll Collector, Jiraga Auxiliary, and Dread Defiler. 3 and a colorless. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Target opponent loses life equal to the exile card's power. So, late in the game, yeah, that's going to be kind of fun. Again, black deck, so I will certainly enjoy it. Alright, I'll go with this row next. Birthing Hulk, Cliffhaven Vampire, Mind Milter, and yes, Mirror Pool. Awesome. That's definitely get some use. So, enters tap, that's unfortunate, but 2 and a colorless, tap, sacrifice Mirror Pool, copy target instant or sorcery spell you can control. You may choose new targets for the copy. And 4 and a colorless, tap, sacrifice Mirror Pool, put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of target creature you control. Great flexibility. That is definitely going to get used in a lot of different decks. Some of these cards, every once in a while, they just pigeonhole you into one type of deck. That one definitely has some flexibility. Alright, Birthing Hulk, Warping Whale, Baloth Null, and Tyrant of Valakut. I think I have 3 of those now. Probably have a set here soon of dragons in a set where no one cares about these dragons because they just had a dragon set. Alright, Cinder Barons, Devour in Flames, Relentless Hunter, and Call of the Gatewatch. It's nice. Search your library for a Planeswalker card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. So if you're doing the, what is it, Super Friends, all Planeswalker deck, then yeah, that's useful. Because you already have enough cards that say search for target creature, search for other things, but this specifically says search for Planeswalker. Which, usually tutoring in white isn't so kind. Let's see, Reaver Drone, Ionis Blessing, Havoc Sower, and Hedron Alignment. I'm curious to actually find a video online of someone winning with Hedron Alignment. Because what is it? Beginning of your upkeep, you may reveal your hand. If you do, you win the game. If you own a card named Hedron Alignment, let's see, in exile, in your hand, in your graveyard, and on the battlefield. Just, I don't see it happening. It just seems so unlikely in any normal sort of game. And considering that I mostly play Commander, I'm just probably never going to play that card. Let's see, Embodiment of Fury, Void Grafter, Tears of Valakut, and yay! Thought Not Seer! Nice. One of the more expensive ones in the set. There might be hope yet. There might be hope for some sort of value. So let's see. When Thought Not Seer enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it and exile that card. When Thought Not Seer leaves the battlefield, target opponent draws a card. 3 and a colorless for a 4/4. So again, those cards that you can basically just exile something and see the other person's hand, always useful, because when you get a shot to see what their hand is, especially early in a game, you know what their plan is, you know what's coming, you know what to save a counterspell for, or some sort of, burn spell or kill spell, any kind of removal. You know what to wait for, at least for that next turn. So that's where the real power of that thing is, and especially being colorless, that thing's going to be in a lot of different decks. Alright, Submerged Boneyard, Flailer Drone, Stoneforge Acolyte, and General Tazri. He's the 5-colored dude to be used in Commander. Not the 5-color guy that I plan on building, but I think probably just once for fun I'll build a 5-color ally deck and just see what it does. Just basically for fun. It's not necessarily a valuable card, but I could get some fun out of it. God, these packs are crazy. Man, the last one, they just opened up like nothing. Alright, Walker of the Wastes, Immolating Glitter, Storm Chaser Mage, and Oath of Chandra, which I already have, but oh well. Now that reminds me, Nope. It's amazing to think out of all of these cards that I've had so far, I've had exactly 1 foil. Usually I get one every 10 packs or so, and it's, foil common, it's not anything amazing, but there's definitely low on foils in this. Alright, Cyclone Sire, Chitinous Cloak, Press into Service, and Mina and Den, Wildborn. Because a couple cards are funny. You may play an additional land on each of your turns, and then for red and green, return land you control to its owner's hand. Target creature gains trample until end of turn. And it's 2 of anything, a red and a green for a 4/4 colorless elf ally. So useful in an ally deck, useful in an elf deck. And yeah, I'd definitely be interested in using this as a commander sometime, just for fun. I don't know if it's necessarily the most amazing commander, but yeah, I mean, if you have some big beefy creatures out there that you can just basically put a land back in your hand and give them trample until the end of turn, yeah, absolutely. That could be definitely interesting. As far as using it as a commander and an elf thing, well, I suppose you could splash a little bit of red, you know, get some burn spells in there of some sort, but I don't think it's necessarily going to help out that much. Let's see, Meandering River, Reflector Mage, which again, if you can get a foil version of that, I'm sure the picture looks awesome. And it's nice too. When Reflector Mage enters battlefield, return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. That creature's owner can't cast spells with the same name as that creature until your next turn. So, yeah, they're doing a little bit of tricky stuff. Old classic white and blue here. Just control that board. Wall of Resurgence and Deceiver of Form. At the beginning of your turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card revealed this way, you may have creatures you control other than Deceiver of Form become copies of that card until end of turn. You may put that card on the bottom of your library. 6 and colorless for an 8/8. So for some reason, you are the luckiest person in the world. At the beginning of combat, you can reveal the card, and let's say it's something like Kozilek, Ulamog. This recent Ulamog that you have one of the things written on the card that says when it attacks target opponent, mills like 20 cards from their library into their graveyard. So let's say you have a bunch of creatures out there and you're doing something like Commander. Congratulations, they all become Ulamog, and every single one of those attacking creatures will mill 20 cards off of your opponent's deck. So you're attacking with 5 creatures, congrats, you've just milled their entire deck. So that one in Commander in the right situation is hilarious, especially if for some reason you have something like Sensei's Divining Top, and you can basically place what you want as a top card and then start your combat, start with him, and go, oh, what did I put here on Sensei's Divining Top? Oh, it just happens to be Ulamog. And boom, your opponent, game over. Alright, let's see. Tranquil Expanse, Weapons Trainer, Unity of Purpose, and Sifter of Skulls. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creature onto the battlefield. Sacrifice this creature to get colorless to your mana pool. 3 in black, 4/4/3. So, yeah, it's alright. Foil Endbringer! Neat! I'll take that. Foil Endbringer is cool. I think that actually means that I have foil. I have a foil English, foil Japanese promo, and then 2 regular Endbringers now. I somehow have a set. It's interesting. Alright, Grip of the Royal, Unity of Purpose, Mobilizer Eldrazi, and oh, another Chandra! Kick ass! That is nice. I'll just set her aside because that's special. Because really, it's either Chandra or Nissa in this set as far as Planeswalkers go, and to have 2, awesome. Definitely loving that. Alright, let's see. Make a Stand, Step Glider, Ruin in Their Wake, and Zendikar Resurgent. Yeah. 2 foils? Seriously? Went through 24 packs and I only have 2 foils. This is nuts. Alright, Spatial Contortion, Bonds of Mortality, Devour in Flames, and Goblin Dark Dwellers. Somewhat useful. Oh, Jace packaging, bring me some luck. Oh, I just saw a foil. Let's see, Pyromancer's Assault, Seed Guardian. Seed Guardian's definitely fun. When Seed Guardian's, if I can say that right, when Seed Guardian dies, put an XX green elemental creature token onto the battlefield, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. 2 of anything and 2 green for a 3/4 with reach. The cool thing about him is, even if for some reason I'm playing him in, let's say, a zombie deck where I know a bunch of creatures are going to die, or I can play him in a blue deck, like a blue-green deck, and I can use different spells to just start dumping things into my graveyard as much as possible. I can throw him out as a wimpy little 3/4, and then when it dies, oh, surprise, I have a bunch of stuff in my graveyard, and suddenly I've got all of these big, beefy XX tokens for however many creatures I have in my graveyard. So in the right situation, he is quite useful. You know, if you have him in your hand early on, not so much. But late in the game, in the right situation, yeah, it's definitely a good card. Especially for something like Commander, where games go long. That's definitely useful. Eiley. I saw online where this is Eiley, Eternal Pilgrim, not Ailey. Eiley, I guess. But definitely useful. And Make a Stand. 3 foils. Actually, I shouldn't make count jokes. I suppose I should save count jokes for Shadows over Innistrad, since that's more vampire themed. Alright, Timber Gorge. Prophet of Distortion. Visions of Brutality, still love it. And Wandering Fumarole. Nice thing about it, yeah, it's a red and blue tap land, but alright. 2 and a blue and a red until end of turn. Wandering Fumarole becomes a 1/4 blue and red elemental creature with 0. Switch this creature's power and toughness until end of turn. It's still a land. So you need something to suddenly just be a 4/1 to kill something as an attacker or maybe as a defender. Like you just line this thing up and then, oh, for no expense, I can switch its power so it's suddenly a 4/1 and can kill your thing. Great flexibility. Kind of fits in with the Izzet colors here. But again, I enjoy useful lands. I think they kind of get overshadowed because everything is just Eldrazi, Eldrazi, Eldrazi. But I do think long-term for games like Commander, that those lands will see some play. So if you can see them cheap now, yeah, just try and pick up a set of all 10 now while no one cares. And then later on in Commander, yeah, they definitely got some good flexibility. Certainly better than something like a Ravnica Guildgate of some sort that is just a 2-color land that comes into play tapped and does nothing. This has that additional flexibility as a creature. So these are ones that you should put in Commander before any sort of Guildgate sort of generic dual-color tap land. Alright, Allied Reinforcements, Grasp of Darkness, Nissa's Judgment, and Oath of Jace! Alright, I successfully have all 4 oaths now. I have ones from other boxes, so yay. Let's see, what is it? I even forget what he does. Oath of Jace enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, and discard 2 cards. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry X, where X is the number of planeswalkers you can control. So, if you're doing that Super Friends deck, boy, he sure can be fun. But I don't know how soon I'm going to play a Super Friends deck. Whenever I do, though, I'm sure I'll have to do a deck tech video. Let's see. Embodiment of Fury, Embodiment of Insight, Embodiment of Baloth Null, and Matter Reshaper. That's alright, I like Matter Reshaper. He's good. When he dies, you may reveal top card of your library. You may put that card onto the battlefield. Target permanent Has a converted mana cost of 3 or less. Otherwise, put it into your hand. Let's see. Alright, Chitinous Cloak, Ruin in their wake, Flailing Tendrils. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. If a creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Can't wait to use that against an elf token deck. Just get rid of them all. They annoy me. And Overwhelming Denial. You can counter a target spell. And it works with Surge if you play something before it. Which, if you're trying to play this on your opponent's turn, I'm not exactly sure what instant you can play before this. But again, it kind of limits you based on the amount of land that you had, and it's a very complicated counterspell. So, not so great. You'd think they would do more counterspells, but I guess for whatever reason they design cards where they try and make counterspells more limiting. It's like counter target creature spell, counter target instant spell, and just make it troublesome. It's not like the good old days of counterspell, 2 blue, counter target spell. Done. Simple, it's easy. Alright, Spatial Contortion, Relief Captain, Immobilizer Eldrazi, and Eldrazi Displacer. Tune colorless, exile another target creature, then return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. And 2 of anything and a white for a 3/3. So, cool thing about that, that's the white Eldrazi, which I guess there's only one of. So, it's interesting. Not necessarily amazing, but interesting. Alright. Let's see how this does. Grip of the Royal. Focus. Alright, you don't mind those. Alright, Reckless Bushwhacker, Baloth Pup. And if I bring these back in, Deep Fathom Skulker. Whenever creature you control deals combat damage to a player, may draw a card. 3 and a colorless target creature can't be blocked this turn. 5 and a blue for a 4/4. So, yeah, good way to get card draw. You just sneak in all your unblockables. You know, give me a sec here. I want to check the number of mythics, because so far I've had 1, 2, 3. Is that it? Yep, that's it. 3 mythics so far. So I'm still supposed to have 1. Somehow, some way. Better be something impressive. Immolating Glare, Essence Depleter, Baloth Pup, Oath of Nissa. Alright, fair enough. I'm running out of room to display my not amazing cards. If I get to the end of this and I only have 3 mythics when usually it's 4, especially considering before I've had as many as 5, I'm definitely going to be disappointed with this box. Walker of the Wastes, Press into Service, Mind Milter, and Ruins of Oran Reef. Comes in tapped, you can add a colorless, but put a +1/+1 counter on target colorless creature that entered the battlefield this turn. So, it's an alright way to beef up your creatures a little bit. Nothing there. Next to last. This better be amazing. Let's see. Strider Harness. I don't know why my camera's freaking out now. Thought Harvester, Void Grafter, and Dimensional Infiltrator. So, 1 and a colorless for 2/1, or sorry, if I can say that right. 1 and a blue for 2/1 Flash, which is nice, flying. Then 1 in a colorless. Target opponent exiles top card of his or her library. If it's a land card, you may return Dimensional Infiltrator to its owner's hand. So, that's nice that he can get stuff out and also be flashed in as blocker. Generally be an annoying blue card. But he's not helping me get to that 4 mythic total. Right. Coming down to this. Allied reinforcements. There we go. This is Judgment. Reflector Mage. Reality Smasher. Which, great. I don't know if it necessarily brings up the value of the box to what I expected. Let's see if I can read it here. 4 and a colorless for a 5/5. It's got trample and haste, and whenever Reality Smasher becomes target of a spell an opponent controls, counter that spell unless its controller discards a card. So, for all those cards that come out and say, you know, oh, I'm going to do a, you know, some sort of kill spell, or I'm going to try and exile something, or even something as fantastic as I'm going to do a board wipe and destroy all creatures. Well, sorry. If it happens to be something that specifically targets this, then good luck. It's probably not going to work because you might not necessarily have cards in your hand. And there you go. That's another box down. And did I get any sort of fantastic stuff out of it? Absolutely not. I had 3 foils, 3 mythics. That's it. That's all I have to show for this. So this one was a complete joke. And man, I don't know if I'm going to buy another box in Japan for this next set. Maybe I'll have to wait a year. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out later, make my decisions more wisely, and hope for the best. I hope you drew better cards. So, until next time, good luck.
Oh, another Chandra. Kick ass. That is nice.